This is the devastating 1.5 degrees C report. This is one chart. Water scarcity, up to 1 billion more people water stressed, 1.5 C. Up to 3 billion at 2 degrees C. Ecosystems, coral reefs, they're doomed. They've been destroyed. Not by us. They've been destroyed by the fossil fuel corporations, by the investment banks, and by our corrupt leaders. And 99% of coral reefs at 2%, 70 to 90% at 1.5. We've known for years, I've known for over 10 years, that at 1.5 degrees C, the coral reefs wouldn't survive. And then they get acidified on top of that, so they're gone. And that is it's a cosmic tragedy is sort of the only way to look at it. Coastal cities, 69 million people flooding, 79 people at 2 degrees C. Food systems, listen to this, people. 32 to 36 million more people exposed to lower crop yields at 1.5 degrees C. We cannot avoid 1.5 degrees C. 10 times that amount at 2 degrees C. This is the conservative IPCC. 330 to 396 million more people will have declining yields of their crops. And I've got more data on that. And then the health, malaria. The IPCC has finally come down on the side and stated that malaria is going to be increased by global warming. And malaria, of course, is the biggest killer in the world, particularly of children, again. In 2015, 212 million malaria cases, 430,000 deaths. And at 1.5 degrees, that's going to be more, and at 2 degrees, that's going to be more. Heat waves, up to 4.5 billion at 1.5 degrees C, suffering under heat waves like poor Australia is at the moment, up to 6.7 billion people at 2 degrees C. So thank goodness that the scientists in the IPCC, I wish they'd done it years ago, have now come strongly on side of giving our best to limit it to 1.5 degrees C. So I'm not going to go through individual solutions, but an approach to solutions. This was a German advisory council report, long report, Climate Protection as a World Citizen Movement. That's a great idea. That's like climate mobilization, and that's what excellent group in the United States is doing. The climate mobilization, their group is called, and they're starting this, and then there's another similar group and action starting in the UK, which is spreading. Many groups in the States already called. Extinction Rebellion. Extinction Rebellion. We don't want your extinction, thank you very much. This is excellent news. This is the World Economic Forum. All the big money people, high-profile people meet every year in Davos, Switzerland, and every year they have hundreds of experts. Also, they go in the communities and they question people to establish the risks. These are business risks. The risks for the world over the next 10 years. Changing climate on top, right on top. It's been similar for the past 3 years, and they produced these really good graphs this year in which you see all the connections, extreme weather events, water crises, food crises, biodiversity loss. They did a great job. Well, of course, they got the money. They can do it, right? Another bit of good news, I certainly think, is Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation has got together with a few climate scientists, and they've run the models, and they say, which they call their One Earth Model project, and they say, we can make 1.5 degrees C just. But I have to say back to them, and they have this on their graph, global emissions have to go down in a year. In a year. There's their nice graph. We need a zero combustion world economy. To make it simple and not get into the complicated discussions about how much and what we can burn. Years ago, I was doing the zero carbon science, and my wife was looking over my shoulder and she says, "Aha! The burning age is over, Peter." Oh my God, I said, yeah. So there's no better way to put it. The burning age is over. The burning age is over. The solar age is going to replace the whole thing. And the future for humanity would be beyond our greatest dreams. Really. Getting rid of fossil fuels. All clean, renewable energy. Really. And they worked out that we can get to 100% renewables by 2050. Even better, if we add in black carbon soot that they didn't have, which is second only to CO2, and we add in methane and we add in nitrous oxide, even easier to do.